Well, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Starry Tarot. Hi, Miss Scylla. Thank you so much for your donation, girl. How are you doing today? Kendra! Hey, girl, hey! How are you? How W's thoughts, feelings, intentions about me after the studio? Okay. And today we are using the beautiful Tarot de l'Illumination. It's actually an American deck, but I have the French version. You're doing good. Good to hear, Miss Kendra. Yeah, I try to ignore this holiday, quite frankly. I don't. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Miss Scylla. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Kendra. I think it's just a disappointing holiday for everyone, whether you're in a relationship or not. I don't know. That's just my general consensus. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are W's What are W's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Scylla after yesterday in the studio? It's a disappointing holiday for everyone. Yeah. No, I mean, I talk about this with. I've talked about it with a lot of people, like people in relationships, people not in relationships. I'm 40. I've experienced a lot of Valentine's days in my life, and looking back, I was talking about it yesterday. The best Valentine's Day I ever had was a friend date with a friend of mine, a dude who I didn't have feelings for. He didn't have feelings for me. He had just been dumped, and like 2 days before Valentine's Day, and he had like spent all this money on this really nice dinner in the city, and he took me instead because he can get a refund, and it was honestly the best. Like, because there were no expectations. It was just like a nice surprise. Like, he didn't owe me anything. I didn't owe him anything, and yeah, it was legit. All right, so let's see what we have here, girl. We have Strength, Two of Swords. I kept on seeing the Knight of Pentacles when I was shuffling, girl. I'm not even joking. That is crazy. Yeah, I kept on seeing it. And it's also it's my card for today, but reversed. And it was my card the day before yesterday, also reversed. I don't know what Spirit is to be telling me there, but anyway. The World reversed and the Moon reversed. Okay, so right off the bat, there's a lot of confusion here. A lot of confused energy. Let me get my glasses on because I am having trouble seeing the chat and it's frustrating me a little bit. One sec. Still clocking into work, still doing the damn thing I sent in. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much, Kendra, for your donation, love. So, right off the bat, Scylla, you don't have to tell me how things went yesterday or how you think things went yesterday. I can tell that you're very much intrigued by him. With this, your current and general energies, we have Strength card. Strength in the Hermetic deck is just lust. And I'm not saying that this is just pure lust, but I do feel like this has reignited seeing him and spending time with him and working with him, strengthened literally the feelings that you already were developing for him and that you already had when you first we're going to get to his feelings in a moment, but the reading starts with your current energies. So that's what I'm starting with here. It strengthened the feelings that you were developing for him prior to the meeting at the studio. And I know you guys have met before in person, but it was like 4 years ago or something. And I think both of us kept on saying, like, the test will be like when you see each other, when you actually see each other. And I think it did amplify things. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I mentioned the first thing I got off the bat was there's a lot of confused energy with everything going on with him. These 4 cards are all him. Let's start with his general energy. We have the moon reversed. As you know, I read reversals, not all tarot readers do. This is the one card that I would argue, whether it's upright, I don't know what the fuck my roommate is doing upstairs, but I apologize for the noise. This is one of those cards, this is the one card in the deck, I would argue that in its upright or reversed form, it means the same thing. If anything, when it's reversed, it's like doubled down and stronger. He is extremely confused. He doesn't know if everything that you are presenting yourself as is the real deal. Part of this is like she seems too good to be true. Part of this is I don't want to call him a ladies' man, but he is familiar with ladies. He's dealt with a lot of ladies. He's worked with a lot of ladies. He's dated a lot of ladies, and he moves cautiously. And I'm furthermore seeing this confusion with his thoughts towards you. We have the Two of Swords. He doesn't know if what he's seeing is reality. Which I think is, I often question that when I'm interested in someone, when I'm curious about someone, interested in them, and I see something or someone really impressive, and I'm just getting to know them or just getting to work with them. It's like, am I seeing is what I'm being presented with, is what she's presenting to me as, is this the real deal, or is there something that she's hiding, or is this too good to be true? He even posted you on his story. Okay, yeah, no, he is interested in you. I can't deny that. He is, but there is like serious confusion. And like I said, it's not confusion like, I don't know how I feel about her. It's more like, is what I'm seeing really true? Is this really, is she really everything that she's portraying herself to be? And time will be the essence there. When it comes to his feelings, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I told you that I kept on seeing this card. So what is he confused about? I'm so confused. I told you exactly what he's confused about, love. I said I said it like 3 times. He's wondering. He's not confused about how he feels about you, whether he's interested in you or not. He knows he's interested in you. He's wondering if everything that you're portraying, if everything that you are portraying is true. He's wondering if you're too good to be true. That, like, I think I even said that phrase. Like, I don't know if there was an ad or something, but he thinks that you could be too good to be true. So he's scared of his own feelings. No, I didn't say that he's scared of his own feelings. He could be scared of moving forward with someone and them not being everything they presented themselves to be, which I think is totally natural, and I think you should feel the same. I think everyone should feel that way, just taking things slowly and making sure the way someone presented themselves is who they are, taking one's time, moving things slowly. And I told you I kept on seeing the Knight of Pentacles when I was shuffling. Here it is, right here in the center with this is his feelings card. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. He wants to take things slowly, which leads me to believe that yes, he is. There are definitely ignited feelings towards you on his end as well. But with that, he also wants to take things slowly, cautiously, not rush into things. He wants to make sure that you're really who you. I'm so sorry about that noise. I'm hoping that comes to a close soon. I'm sorry. He's hoping that you are really who you are, that you are the real deal, and you are. I'm not saying that you were faking anything or that you were being someone who you weren't. No, I'm not saying that. He's just he's just careful that he's trying to be careful that that's not the case, because that has happened to him before, as I'm sure it's happened to you, where people present themselves to be one way and then you get to know them a little bit better or further down the road and they turn out to be somebody totally different. That's what he's concerned, or not concerned, but just confused about. He doesn't. He's seen what he has seen. If you look at the cards here, blindfolded with the underneath the light of the moon. Need I say more? Under the darkness of the moon, he is questioning if what he is seeing is reality. Blindfold, night under the light of moonlight. He's questioning if you're the real deal. That's what he's confused about here. His intentions towards you, we have the world reversed. He definitely wants to continue working with you. I don't know if you guys have made plans for another session in the studio, but nothing has come to a close between the two of you with the world reversed, and he definitely wants to continue getting to know you, working with you, sussing you out. He's interested in you, Scylla. This is good. He's just slightly more cautious than I would think someone would be, but I also don't know him either. I've done readings on him, but I don't know him as a human being. But he is showing a level of cautiousness here. Knight of Pentacles is also the workhorse card. It's not just moving slowly, but it's also work. So I think another part of this is he wants to get to know you in the context, at least at first, in the context of work, because it keeps it in like a safe realm for him, like an environment that he knows how to navigate safely. It's like his own space, you know. I feel like he's intimidated. I would not. Yeah, those are definitely cards of intimidation. If you're questioning how, you know, if you're not even questioning, but just like hoping that, and that's really what this is he's really hoping that you are who you present yourself to be, that you are genuinely who you present yourself to be. Thank you so much, Scylla. Please go ahead and post your next question. Thank you. I feel like I shined really bright and he seemed not as confident, which shocked me. I think he also plays it cool too, Scylla, and I think I've clocked that with him in other readings, where I think he tries to play it cool. He doesn't express himself. I mean, he expresses himself to a certain extent, but I find it really hard for me to believe that he would be the type to express like, whoa, you're really, really good, if he felt that way. I feel like he's the type who would keep it more like, he plays it cool, you know? He plays it too cool, but it seemed insecure too. Well, yeah, and we've talked about his insecurities too. I mean, and even just what I mentioned now with that Knight of Pentacles, he wants to continue getting to know you, but at least at first, he wants to make sure it's within his work realm. It's within the environment where he feels confident, where he feels secure. And that, to me, if he needs that extra security blanket, you know, there is a level of insecurity there, I would say. So how does he sell and feel about me after seeing me today after studio? I'm confused. Is that not what we just asked? What you mean? Just his feelings? We just asked what his thoughts, feelings. Do you want to expand on those 5 cards? How Sami felt overall, the impression after studio. Okay, because I saw what does he sell and feel about me? Yeah, that makes sense. I can answer that, no problem. How he felt overall after the studio. Okay. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after the studio? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after the studio? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after the studio? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after the studio? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after the studio session? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after the studio session? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after their studio session? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after their studio session? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after their studio session? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how did W feel towards Scylla overall after their studio session? Okay. Knight of Cups reversed. 10 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords reversed. And 9 of Swords. That was my card for yesterday. Yesterday was a weird day. I don't know. The 13th was a weird one for me. I'm not gonna get into it. Anyway, so this isn't, yeah, so how we saw and felt about you overall. I hear you, Scylla. I mean, I wouldn't call them scary. 9 of Swords is legit my least favorite. Well, 7 of Swords I think is the worst card in the deck. 9 of Swords is my least favorite card in the deck. So this doesn't look great, Scylla, I'll be honest. And it's not, I mean, and even the upright cards are kind of difficult as well. But I mean, the first card that we have is the Knight of Cups reverse. I honestly feel, Scylla, like, if you have, like, physically desirous feelings towards him, I think that's fine. But when it comes to romance and love, I don't think he's available, and it's not you. I do think he's a Playboy Charles. I do. I do think he's a bit of an F-boy. I really do get that vibe. I do get that he's insecure, but I even like some of the like busiest guys I knew, oftentimes the reason why they were F-boys was because they were so insecure and they needed that validation. And they also played games too. Those were always the ones that played hella games. Like his energy is reminding me of certain people I've known in my life and dated. And especially when I was younger, and looking back at it, I'm like, no, those were Wands guys. Those were not Cups guys. And I feel like this guy just doesn't have much of a cup of love to give to anyone. I also ignored for a week before studio. In as much as I do think that he talks to a lot of women, do I think that he's talking to a ton of women right now? I don't know. Do I think he's serious with any woman right now? No. There is that other woman who he thought was a pretend girlfriend, but I said it is a woman in his life, but again, not that serious. I don't think he takes anyone to a very serious level. He was looking at my phone to get me in, so I feel like he's being petty to me. Well, that would stand to reason. He plays hella games. He's insecure. He plays games. We've got this 10 of Wands here. 10 of Wands is like, I'll be honest, girl. Of course I'm going to be honest. It's in this context, when we're talking about how someone feels about someone, it's feeling like someone's like either high maintenance and or a lot of work. Because we're not talking about how he felt about your work at the studio. We're talking about how he felt about you overall as a woman. Which, you know, one studio session shouldn't and can't determine who a person is. So even if he does feel a certain way now, he hardly knows you. So I think, time is the real test here. Yeah, first impressions are important, but I don't think he made a bad first impression. But I think this is just something that he's concerned about, or what not even concerned about, but just what he sees. I think he recognizes that you also play games with the Seven of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. The Seven of Pentacles is frustrations, difficulties. Oh, shoot. And furthermore, with this Five of Swords reversed, Five of Swords reversed is fearing or feeling a sense of defeat, or trying to prevent some loss from happening. But I feel like this is like, I feel like he's like, I've met my match here. Like, I think he like interacts and has interacted with quite a few ladies who don't play games. All the while, he's been playing games since day one, since he started dating, pretty much. And I think this might be one of the first times where he's met a woman and he could be like, I've like met my match. Like, she plays games too, and she could and I think this fear that he's got, this Nine of Swords, is him worrying that you might catch on to that you might catch on to him playing games, being petty. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not the best first impression, but I also always say that first impressions are kind of like, first of all, it's not the first impression. You guys have met before. It's just you guys have convened after many years, after 4 years. So, like I said, how he feels about you overall as a woman, I don't think he really has a lot to go with, a lot to go, or a lot to work from. So he didn't like my first impression. Why? I'm not saying he didn't like your first impression, because it wasn't your first impression. You guys have met before. I took it back. No, because you guys have met before. It wasn't a first impression. But we asked how he felt about you overall after you guys were at the studio, and these are the cards that we have. Why does he feel this way? My guess is as good as yours. Coming from a psychological perspective, as I mentioned, I do get F-boy vibes from him. And the F-boys I've known usually are the ones that play games and the ones that are actually really insecure. And they're also not the ones that have a cup of love available. So, I don't know if it's something specific that you said or did during the studio, or if this is just a culmination of the conversations you guys have had as well. But I would stand to reason that it's not so much anything you said or did, so much as it is, especially with that Five of Swords reverse, so much as it is his own insecurities, his own fear of possibly losing you if he were to go for you. I think he is intimidated by you, absolutely. And I also don't think he's I don't think he's a very deep guy. I don't think he really thinks too deeply about these things. So what are the cards saying? I did get too drunk in the end, and I feel bad, but it was fine-ish, happened, right? Well, I just told you what the card said, Scylla. I literally went through every single card, girl. I'll go through it one last time. I literally just went through all of them. So the cards are saying it does not have a cup of love available at this time with this Knight of Cups reversed. And I think he may feel that I think he might be fearful that things might go in that way. I think he is low-key deep, though. No, I don't think he is low-key deep. No, I don't. I think he's pretty shallow. Not entirely, but not shallow in the sense of, like, everything's about appearances, but I just don't think he gets very deep, girl. we got the high maintenance card. I don't know why he felt that way, but for whatever reason, this is what the cards are saying. Seven of Pentacles, frustrations, difficulties, seeing that he's met his match, feeling like he's met his match, worried about that with this Nine of Swords, concerned that he's going to lose out in some way with this Five of Swords reverse. Now, I don't know why he feels that way, love. And it could change. Like, again, I do think that he wants to see you again. He definitely wants to work with you again. And thank you very much for your donation, Brian. I appreciate you. And that's okay. So he's scared to catch feelings. I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, I do think he is scared to catch feelings. And that's what that Five of Swords reversed is like a fear of losing. And we've talked about this, that he plays games, and I do feel like he's but has definitely clocked that you also play games too. Although we also mentioned, like, there's a difference. Like, your intentions are pure. You're just having fun. And I don't think it's that his intentions are impure. I don't think he wants to hurt you. I definitely don't think that's the case. I just worry that he's got a very low threshold for romance and for love. Do I think he's available to, like, party? Like, yeah, I do. In time, is it possible that he could develop feelings? I don't know. It's possible, but I just feel like, while there might be some depth to him, I don't feel like it lies in the romance department, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and also, if he feels that way just from one meeting, like, about you overall as a woman, I don't know, I think that's very, very judgmental. I don't know. Well, thank you very much for your donation, Scylla. I really appreciate you, and I think time is just really going to be the determining factor here. The more time you guys spend together, the more he will know who you really are, the real you, and you are the real you. You're not, putting on anything fake or anything. So that's just something that he's going to have to see in time, Kendra, thank you very much for your donation. Kendra, please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. He sounds like a hater. Low-key, yeah, like that's like a huge amount of assessments to make so soon. Yeah, for sure, girl. I'll be on for at least another hour and a half. Yeah. Thank you so much, love. I had a convo with my coworkers yesterday about how the men I've dated are shallow and always try to impress me with money and status and material things, and how that doesn't attract me. I said I'm attracted to character, like, are you kind, do you respect me, etc. And I'm pretty sure Tyrell overheard what I said, so I'm curious what he thought and felt about what I said. Or jealous I don't give him amazing attention. That's possible too, Scylla. That's possible. Kendra, this is so interesting that you're asking me this question. I have something I really, really want to talk to you about, but I don't want to talk about it online. That regards to that's very similar to this situation. So I'm gonna message you on Instagram. Okay, let's see here. You want to know? I said, so I'm curious what he thought about. Okay. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men at her work? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, what did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, what did Tyrell, or how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Just messengers and spirit guides. How did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Just messengers and spirit guides. How did Tyrell feel about what Kendra said about men that he overheard? Sorry, Kay. Just give me 1 sec. Be right back. Thank you so much, Debbie, for your donation. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. I don't really believe in Valentine's Day. I mean, I do. I know that it's real, but I don't acknowledge it. All right, we have, but happy Valentine's Day to you. We have Justice reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, Seven of Wands, Four of Cups reversed, and Ace of Cups. We have both Justice reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed here. This is, he felt, I don't want to say he felt that what you said was wrong, but he felt that there was something not quite right about it. We know the Queen of Swords. We know she's the great justice determiner. We know justice, plain and simple. And these are both the first 2 cards, and they're both reversed. There's something that he feels is fundamental, like you don't, either that you don't really know what you're talking about. You do, as you know, it's coming from you. But he's got this idea, like, oh, like, I don't think she has a really clear idea, which is ridiculous because I think you couldn't have been clearer. I think you were like crystal freaking clear there. I think that he believes that because he's still fond of you with this Ace of Cups, he does like the fact that you spoke your mind, but with this Four of Cups reversed too, it's like he wants to change your mind and prove to you, there's something he wants to prove to you with this Seven of Wands. I think what he wants to prove to you is that a man can be both. A man can be charming and treat a woman and still be a good guy. Because then there's also the flip side of when you go on a date with a guy and he asks you out on a date and he doesn't ask you out to a movie and doesn't pay for your ticket. Happened to me recently. Like, honestly, like, great guy all around except for, like, didn't pay for anything. Like, and that's totally fine, like, down the road if we were to date, but when you're courting someone, like, but I hear what you're saying too, like, guys just being flashy and, like, yeah, that happened. That I've dated a lot of guys that tried to impress me just with their money, and it's a huge turnoff. conversely, it's also a huge turnoff when someone won't even buy your Taco Bell for you. Like, so I think what he's thinking is, yeah, you don't like flashy, and I totally understand that. And I think what he's thinking is there's like a happy like middle ground. I think that's part of this Justice reversed and Queen of Swords reversed too. Is like I feel like he feels like he could, or some, if not him, someone else could show you that. And I if this is true, I would have to say I do agree with him that there are men out there who aren't necessarily flashy, but treat women well. You know, are provider types, or want to at least court a woman in that kind of a way, but still have character, are still, present, emotionally available, energetically available, intellectually available, particularly available, like the magician. Got all four of the suits. And yeah, I think that's something, I do think he kind of wants to be the one to show you, but it's like, dude, like, yeah. I would say, like, you're sure taking your time, but at the same time, like, people have their reasons for why they don't act on things immediately, and oftentimes it's fear. But with this Four of Cups reversed is like a change in perspective in how one sees romance and dating overall, like a major shift in perspective in how someone sees dating. And I think that's why I keep on saying is that I think he feels like not offended by what you said, but he definitely heard you, definitely listened, and in the back of his mind was like, well, there's all, a man can also take care of a woman nicely, and show her nice things, but still be a good man and have his heart in the right place at the end of the day. And I don't think he thought that you were describing him, which I don't think you thought either. But the overall energy that I get is like, while I don't agree with her, I respect her for expressing herself and analyzing her feelings in regards to that. And I feel like if we were to get to know one another, I could likely change her mind on things. I don't think he's a flashy guy, and I don't think that's what he's feeling, but I think it's more like treating you and still being a good guy and still being available. Yeah, a man can be wealthy and still have good character. I never said they couldn't. I just feel like most men don't want to show good character, just show off what they have. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, a lot of men are like that. He does flex a lot to me about his accomplishments. Oh, got you. Yeah, I dated a guy like that. Okay, yeah, absolutely, Kendra. And we just received a donation from Scylla. Thank you so much, Scylla. Yeah, sometimes if guys aren't super flashy about material things, they'll be super flashy about accolades, you know? And I think, yeah, I think it speaks volumes about someone's level of security, but if it's also like what they need to feel secure, it's not the worst thing, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. And thank you so much for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your second question. Thank you. Also, my coworkers agreed with me too. Like, I care about character, not materialism. Exactly. I hear you. Scylla, We're currently on Kendra right now, so you've been added to the queue though. Thank you. For the second question, how will what I said change how Tyrell interacts with me, if at all? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will what Kendra said change how Tyrell interacts with her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will what Kendra said change how Tyrell interacts with her? Angels, messengers, and spirits, will what Kendra said change how Tyrell interacts with her? And if so, how? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will what Kendra said change how Tyrell interacts towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will what Kendra said change how Tyrell interacts towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will what Kendra said change how Tyrell interacts towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will what Tyrell heard Kendra say change how he acts towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirits, will what Tyrell heard Kendra say change how he acts towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will what Tyrell heard Kendra say change how he acts towards her? And Scylla, and everybody actually, if anyone needs to skip the line, you can make a donation of $5 and to skip the line if you want. Thank you. All right, Miss Kendra, let's get right on into this. We have 4 of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, and 6 of Wands reversed. I'm really wondering what it is that is holding him back from like making a move towards you. It's this is such a weird way of answering it, girl, but either it's going to be his actions towards you are going to largely remain the same unless he takes this giant leap that he wants to take, which is to ask you out. This Wheel of Fortune and Queen of Cups. But he's so insecure. I don't know if it's just insecurity, but the 6 of Wands reversed card is telling me that like action in general, girl, who knows what's holding back. I really do think insecurity is a big one here. This 5 of Cups, he's like really scared of potentially losing you before even getting things started. 6 of Wands is definitely an action card, and that's where I'm seeing like I don't see like notice how he didn't like interject in the conversation. Like maybe it wasn't his place to interject in the conversation, but and you know, and maybe he thought he shouldn't have been listening. That's another thing, but he could ask you out on a date, you know, and until he does that, I just see him acting very similarly towards you. Yeah, because I'm more focused on me and he's not taking an action. Exactly. You need, and it's not like someone needs to necessarily like chase you down, although that is nice, you know. That's a big one for me is like how much effort is someone putting into trying to get to know me, trying to spend time with me, and because they can like me till the cows come home, but if they don't take that action, then the wheel's not gonna turn. And he does want that wheel to turn with this Wheel of Fortune right in the center, but he does have a lot of things holding him back. Funny how he wants to prove me wrong, but not taking the action to prove me wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like he's so fearful. He's so prudish. Yeah, he's. I think that speaks largely just to insecurity, really. Like you're on his mind to this 4 of Swords reversed, but he doesn't think deeply or long enough, like how to like actually make you his. You know, if he wants you, why? You know, he's now. I do think he does think about it. It's just he doesn't take the action. That's the thing. That's the Four of Swords. He thinks about it and thinks about it and thinks about it. And if it was upright, he would think about it and think about it, which would lead him to action. But when it's in its reverse form, it's like he's still just thinking about it constantly. I like him, but as time goes on, I'm losing interest because he seems not interested. Yeah, he's taking his time, and that's he's being foolish. The longer he hesitates, the longer he waits, the more the less you're interested, which stands totally to reason, you know. So yeah, this guy, I know you like him. I get it. But I don't know if he's the guy for you. A guy that won't take action this early on, you know. I just don't know if he's ready at all for love right now. Because I've pulled away. I'm not gonna give my energy freely away. Yeah, exactly. So you pulled back a little bit from flirting with each other. He literally has your number. Oh my god. Yeah, he could send. Does he ever text you or anything? Okay, so that's pulled back. Yeah, I don't blame you, Kendra. I really don't. I would have pulled back too at that point. People need to, you were showing that you were interested in him. He was showing that he was interested in you, but wasn't taking any action. Yeah, it's he's not earning your energy, your time, your affections. He doesn't text me really. At work, we just say good morning and that's it. Yeah, he's really not trying hard enough, as you know. Thank you for your donation, Jeanette. Thank you. He's not putting in nearly as much effort as he should. Yeah, there was interest and then he pulled away, so then I pulled away. Yeah, serves him right, honestly. I hate to say it because it sounds kind of mean, but like he has waited a while. Yeah, I feel like he wants me to chase him. Yeah, and that's just, I mean, girls, some women do chase guys. I've seen it, it happens. And he does strike me as the type of guy who would want that because it makes it easier for him. And it sounds like, yeah, it sounds like he's just not really in a place to navigate the logistics of dating right now. And it would be easier if there was someone that could just like, you know, take the reins. I'm sure we've talked about those kind of girls and those kind of guys that end up with them. And that's, you want someone who can make you feel like fully seated in your divine feminine energies, you know. I can chase, but over time I lose interest and I feel that way. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It gets tiresome and and frustrating. Yeah, and people need to show or not just show interest, but like direct interest. Like, yeah, he has your number. You know, um, again, it's very clear that he's interested in you, but it's also very clear there's something holding him back, and I do think it's insecurity. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kendra. Much love and light to you, girl. I really appreciate you, and hope I brought you some clarity there. I'm wondering when that ick moment's gonna come. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Brian, thank you for your donation, Brian. Um, Brian is wondering, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions regarding me? Yes, please. Yes, please. I can't wait. Hi, Brian. How are you doing? Hi, Brian. Thank you so much for your donation, my friend. Okay, let's see. So, you were wondering what Mike and Casey's current intentions are towards you. Okay. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Mike and Casey's current intentions towards Brian? Sorry, one moment. Okay, let's see, Brian. We have Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups reversed, and Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, this looks quite good, Brian. I vaguely remember reading for you regarding them, if I'm not mistaken, not too long ago. And if I'm remembering correctly, I did see that they were wanting to make amends with you. Am I correct? Because that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing turning a new leaf with this Wheel of Fortune right here in the center. This is turning a new leaf, intending on turning a new leaf, a positive new leaf with you, taking action in a positive way with this Page of Wands, reconnecting in a positive way with this Three of Pentacles. Is Casey the one that has your grandfather's book? Because there's these three guys and they're reading a book together. They're reading a scroll in the artwork for the Three of Pentacles in this deck. I don't know if you're seeing that. And wanting to come in from outside, wanting to come in from the cold, wanting to talk things out, to end the silence between the two of you, to end the separation between the two of you. The only card I need some clarity on is this Ten of Cups reversed here. But this looks solid. I'm so glad I looked it up. Okay, Ten of Cards reversed. I just said how Five of Pentacles reversed is signifying that they want this disconnection between the two of you to come to an end. Ten of Cups reversed. Ten of Cups reversed signifies disconnection or being on a different page from a loved one or partner, friends in this case. Periods of instability or discord in relationships are difficult, but provide an opportunity for growth. So even this Ten of Cups reversed is checking out here. They want to make amends with you. They want to do right by you. They want to reconnect with you. they know that things aren't going to be exactly the same as they were in the past after what has happened, and that there's a lot that needs to be discussed, but they don't want to lose you. That's overall what I'm seeing here is they don't want this separation to continue. And with that Page of Wands being the first card, Page of Wands is initiative, is taking initiative. And I know they haven't done it yet. And I don't know if you're going to hear from both of them at the same time or individually. But that Page of Wands is a card that signifies initiative, taking the initiative, taking the helm. You are in no position. You do not need to be the Page of Wands in this case. They did you dirty. They owe you an apology. At least Casey for sure does, for stealing your grandfather's sacred book. So you are not the Page of Wands in this context at all. Either both of them or one of them is, but they're the ones that need to and will, and I see they feel that they're the ones that need to reach out to you. I think even they know damn well that it's unlikely that you would just reach out to them randomly after what they did. So it looks good. It looks good overall, Brian. Now I don't know when they intend on doing this, or if they're on the same page in terms of rectifying things with you, or if they're going to do it at separate times. But if Spirit is picking it up now, that means that it will be... I miss Mike and Desi. Casey freaks me out. Okay. Well, hopefully this is more Mike's energy then. Because we asked about both of them. You asked what both of their intentions were towards you, and it's not, unless they're partners, which they're not, even if they're the bestest of friends, people aren't always on the same page with things. So it's oftentimes oftentimes two people don't have identical intentions towards someone, but they could have similar intentions. But at the very least, one of them really misses you and doesn't want this disconnection to continue. They want to move forward with you. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for you. Thank you very much, Brian. I really appreciate you, and I hope I brought you some clarity with that reading. Okay. Oh yeah, Brian, I don't know if you're still here, but what I was going to add was, if Spirit is, I don't know when this is going to happen, when one of them is going, or both of them is going to reach out to you, but if Spirit is picking up on it now, it is likely going to happen sooner than later, probably within the next 3 months or so, I'm guessing. We can always ask for specifics if you wanted to ask that, but that's just kind of the energy I'm getting. And you're very welcome. You are very welcome, Brian. Thank you. Miss Debbie. Debbie, thank you for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Hi, Debbie. I am not sure on how to phrase my question. My daughter Janina's boyfriend, Andrew, I think has a drinking issue. And do I need to worry about it? My birthday, or his birthday is either October 6th or 16th. Okay, whether it's the 6th or the 16th, he's a Libra. Okay. Does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie needs to worry about? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie needs to worry about? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should worry about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue that Debbie should be worried about? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, does Andrew have a drinking issue Debbie should be worried about? TC owes me a big apology or I'm not going back. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Okay, we have Six of Wands reversed, the Moon, Five of Pentacles reversed, Three of Cups reversed, and Queen of Wands reversed. You mentioned he's a Southern gentleman, Debbie, and I didn't want to ask this, but I kind of feel like I should. Was it something in particular that led you to believe that Andrew has a drinking problem? Because he does like to have a little drinky poo now and again, and that's being generous with this Three of Cups reverse. He does drink. Is it problematic? No. Other than to his health, I mean, it's not good to drink all the time, and because I mean, Three of Cups is about, would be healthy drinking, celebrating being in the company of others. Each person has one glass. When it's reversed, it's like he's drinking even not at parties, Do I think that it is something that you should be worried about? Like, will it affect, it's going to affect Janina in some way if it hasn't. But is it something that you should be worried about, as in like her physical well-being or her emotional well-being? I don't think it's that extreme. This feels more, I don't know how old he is, but I feel like he started drinking pretty young. He learned how to start. I don't mean that like he started like too young. I mean like his family drank and like taught kind of like European style, like taught him how to drink. And he doesn't get completely loaded, but because he drinks so often and he's a man, he can drink a lot and hide it pretty well. He is always drinking when he is here. See, if I have 2 drinks a year, I am living it up. Okay. But he doesn't get like crazy or anything, does he? It could also be he's that's what he, and this isn't making excuses, but I get nervous around, not nervous, but I'm always on, I want to feel comfortable and feel like my best self when I'm around people who I care about and want to make a good impression with. And I mean, I usually have a glass of wine on me at shul, at synagogue. Now I worry, like, do the ladies think I have a drinking problem because I always have a glass of wine on me? No, people just have certain different levels, and I think it's more. And you've never seen him drunk. There you go. I don't think. I think it's more just to moderate his. It's not. Alcohol is not supposed to be used as an anti-anxiety method, but it is. And I'm not saying you guys give him anxiety, but he wants to be on his best. He wants to feel confident and totally comfortable. And I'm gonna assume it's usually in the evening, usually around dinner times that you see him. But you did say it's every time that you see him. If he's drinking in the mornings, I mean, that's also kind of problem. I don't know. Because we do have the moon here, which is telling me that I feel like he does keep it to an evening practice. I am hypervigilant about drinking because there's addictive issues on both sides of the family. Gotcha. I hear you. Conversely, though, does he partake in 420? He might think, and does he know that you partake in 420? Because he might be super like, whoa, like if I like maybe he's never even smoked weed before, and so he might think conversely like cannabis might be really like something to worry about. Not like he's thinking that you use cannabis or that's a problem, but I'm not using you as an example, but like someone possibly like a friend of his like smokes weed. I wouldn't be surprised if Andrew doesn't smoke any weed at all and never has, and probably thinks, probably looks at people like me and you, goes like, whoa, like they're like huge, that's a stoner, like not in a bad way. I don't think it's judgmental, but I think it's more like that's not for me. Like alcohol's for me. It's more my thing. And we don't talk about cannabis addiction, but it is a real thing. It's just not something that we talk about, and it's not as harmful as alcoholism by any means. If anything, you'll just sleep a lot and eat a lot and laugh a lot, and not get anything done. That's the real problem with cannabis abuse. Is I saw a lot of teenagers I knew in high school that should have gone to college and just burnt out because they started smoking weed way too early. And the first time I smoked I was pretty young too, but I didn't smoke regularly till I was like in college. It was like a big deal for me. Yeah, 420 is like your alcohol. Exactly. And that's kind of how I feel like this is for him. I think he keeps this to a night practice with the moon. I don't think he drinks, unless you've seen him drink in the morning and the afternoon, then we've got a problem. But I think he keeps it to the nighttime. I don't think it's something with the Six of Wands reversed and Queen of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands reversed, comparisons. Okay. Because Queen of Wands reversed can also be about jealousy, but it's also about comparisons, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Is to you, his drinking may look problematic, but to other folks, it probably wouldn't seem problematic at all, especially if this was like in Europe or somewhere. Not to say that there isn't alcohol addiction in Europe, but I think it's just treated differently over there. But I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there when you said like 2 drinks for me in a year is like party time. Like wow, that's like my limit. No, he said to me he is only a weekend drinker. Out of the blue, he said that to me. I hear you. Okay. Well, yes, you did read into that, I think, correctly. Which is, that seems very like a defensive thing to say. It's something that I would want to say. No, I wouldn't want to say, because I knew if I did say to someone I was trying to impress and not trying to impress, but like wanted to keep in good standing with, I would have thought twice before saying that, because yeah, that's a little. You didn't even bring that up. He just brought it out of the blue, and I mean, but I get it. He doesn't want to look like he's got a problem. Do I think he only keeps it to the weekend? Hell no. I think he keeps it to the evenings. I don't think he drinks in the afternoon, but do I think he drinks during the week? Yeah. And I think a lot of adults do. It's just the amount. I think that is really, and being mindful about what one consumes is important. When, where, how. Now, yeah, I see. That is problematic. Or at least not problematic, but questionable. Here's what I think. I don't think it's something that you have to worry about, at least not yet. And furthermore, there's not much. I hate to say it, but I don't know if there's much you could do at this point. With addiction, you've got to want to get help if he really does have an addiction. And it sounds like I don't think he thinks he has one. I think it's more like just his comfort, his southern comfort. I don't think he drinks during the day or in the mornings, and I don't think he gets wild and crazy. But I do think it's pretty much a part of his diet, his life, his lifestyle. But it's just never been an issue. I don't think it's ever been an issue. He's never misbehaved. I don't think he's never gotten DUIs, never gotten in trouble with the law, never gotten in trouble. It's never affected him, you know. Absolutely, absolutely. I hear you. Yeah. And that I understand that sentence not being the best to hear. But I think what's best to observe, I mean, of course, listen to the words he says, but I think it's best just to observe his behavior, and it all checks out pretty well so far. Checks out very well so far. So I find it difficult to think that a man who's as together as he is would have a huge drinking problem, or would be able to sustain one and stay functional. But so far it looks like it's not something you need to worry about. But I totally understand your concern, and yeah, definitely still stay vig. That's important for sure. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you, love. I really appreciate you, and hope I brought you some clarity there. Scylla Milla, please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's always good to check, and it means a lot that you do check in with me, Debbie. So yeah, you're just, you know, a good mom, and getting you need all the clarity you can get. Yeah, thank you so much, Debbie. Scylla Milla, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Scylla, please come to the chat. It is your turn, love. Thank you. Scylla Milla, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. We can skip you. Which means that we are on to Jeanette. Jeanette, are you here, love? Oh, you do want to do your question now. Okay, never mind. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Jeanette. You will be next, love. I got confused. I'm sorry, Jeanette. I got confused there. I thought Scylla wanted to skip, but she wants to ask her question now, which is totally fine because it is her turn. Sorry about the confusion. I want to know, what is W confused or intimidated about with me? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is W intimidated and confused about when it comes to Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is W intimidated and confused about when it comes to Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it that W is intimidated and confused about when it comes to Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it that W is intimidated or confused about when it comes to Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it W is confused or intimidated about when it comes to Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it that intimidates and confuses W about Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it about Scylla that confuses and intimidates W? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it about Scylla that confuses and intimidates W? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what confuses and intimidates W about Scylla? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is it about Scylla that intimidates and confuses W? Okay, love, we have the Tower, Ace of Swords reversed, Page of Wands reversed, King of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I'm gonna need some clarification for this one. The only card that I can just read for you right off the cuff is the Tower card, this first card here. Because the Tower he's afraid of falling. He's afraid of falling for you, Scylla. He's afraid of the fall. He's intimidated of and I think that's what creates intimidation, confusion. There is insecurity that we talked about. We talked about how he's an insecure guy, and he strikes me as the type who has been hurt in the past, maybe once, and then after was like never again. Like I can't. He does not allow himself to fall easily or quickly. Do you know what his sign is, or did you not know what his sign was? Then we have this Ace of Swords reversed. These are all confusing me too. I'm not even joking. Ace of Swords literally is confusion. The first word, confusion. Not even joking. He's a Cancer. Okay. So they move slowly, and they do hold their they tend to wear their heart on their sleeve or not at all. They can be very guarded. They live in a shell, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And he posted me on his story. He doesn't post girls on his story. Yeah, I know you mentioned that. I do feel like there is something that you've sparked in him for sure, and I can't lie about what I'm seeing in these readings here. As I'm seeing someone who's confused, someone who has a failure to communicate properly. We saw that in how cool he was with your work in the studio, like not being super communicative, not being super open about like feedback that he should be giving you. Cancers tend to really hold their cards close, and when they do fall, they fall hard and are very, very emotional. So he does strike me as the type who has definitely been wounded in the past and now is like in his shell with his armor because he's afraid of getting hurt again. Why is he intimidated? I haven't even finished all the cards, girl. And we asked about confusion and intimidation here. We're addressing both of these. Well, I think it's pretty easy to say why he is intimidated by you. You're a really beautiful woman, and you're really funny, and you're really nice, and you're charismatic. And the first reading that we did earlier today was he was confused. He not confused. I don't think confusion is the right word to. It is the right. He doesn't know if what he's seeing is what he's getting. He doesn't know. He wants to make sure that you are the real deal. He's wondering if you're too good to be true, and he's feeling intimidated by that because the man is not. He's not a secure guy. He's got a lot of insecurities, and I see that here with this Page of Wands reverse. Page of Wands reverse is hugely indicative of somebody who has major insecurities, but it's also a sign that someone is, they can be unreliable, they can be distracted, definitely have issues like failures to commit, not just to people, but to like activities, or like groups. Like I get the sense that he has lots of people around him, but he's not particularly close to any one of them. He doesn't open himself up too much to people. We do have this King of Pentacles here. And I think this is how he wants you to see him. And it concerns him that you may not be seeing him as the guy that has it all, that's super confident, because he's not super confident. We know that. Yeah, it's good in the sense that he wants you to see him as a super confident guy, but the truth is he's not. Ace of Pentacles reversed. He's not a confident guy. He's not. He does not radiate King of Pentacles energy. Actually, I take it back. He plays the game. He plays the part. He plays King of Pentacles on TV, but I think in reality, he's just. If he really were the King of Pentacles, he wouldn't be playing games. He wouldn't act as petty as he does. Not all the time. He's not petty all the time, but he can be withholding. Also, what is he seeing me as not real for? He picked me up in his Mitsubishi because maybe he's embarrassed. No, I didn't say that he doesn't see that he thinks that you're not real. He's wondering if you're too good to be true. He's wondering if there's more to you that you're hiding, which of course not hiding, but we don't show all of ourselves to everybody all at once. And I know you guys have known each other for a long time, but you've only just reconnected maybe a month ago, a few weeks ago. It takes time for things to develop and for people to get to know one another. And he's known you, yeah, for a long time, but not known you. And too good to be true in the sense that, like, are you really as delightful as you are? Are you really as kind as you are? Is there something that you're not expressing that he would find to be a turnoff, or that he would find to be hurtful, or dangerous? Like, I think what he's afraid of here is getting hurt by you, Scylla. He wants to make sure that you are a really sweet woman, that you are genuine, and he's not just going to, lay his heart out on the table immediately. Especially like a Cancer, like that Knight of Pentacles energy, they move slowly. I know Knight of Pentacles is Taurus, but that card came up in the first reading. I'm a diva for sure, and I'm a sweetheart. Like, getting hurt by emotionally. Yeah, getting hurt emotionally. He's afraid of getting hurt emotionally. He wants to make sure that you really are a really nice girl and you're not gonna, hurt him. He is a very. Here's the thing. We talked about, is he deep or is he shallow? I think there is depth to him, Scylla, but I think that he doesn't express it too much. I think he keeps it very much to himself. He keeps himself very guarded and closed off in order to keep himself, in order to protect himself, in order to prevent himself from getting hurt, which is kind of, I mean, when you start anything romantic with someone, you're taking a gamble with a little bit of sorrow. That's just the name. That's just how it goes. You can't undeniably prevent yourself from getting hurt, you know? Yeah, and I think there is depth to him, but I feel like he has a difficult time expressing that. And I think that it can be difficult to understand him because he does. I think he does think about these things, you know, and it looks like he certainly has. He really is afraid of getting hurt, and he doesn't. I don't think he just starts dating girls very quickly or easily. I feel like he takes his time in getting to know people. He doesn't drag his feet. I'm not telling you that he's gonna, you know, keep you just on the sidelines for like a year, but he definitely wants more opportunities to get to know you. So there are his feelings, but he's holding back and is intimidated and is scared because he sees me as the whole deal. Yes, I think that's a really succinct way of putting it, Scylla. There are feelings there, and they are growing stronger since you spent time with him in the studio. And because they grew stronger, it's intimidating and scaring him because he's afraid that you might be the type of girl who would end up hurting him. He wants to suss you out more. I think that's good. I think that's a good, you know, taking things slowly and steady. I think if he were just to knee jerk, be like, you know, let's just jump into this. I mean, there's definitely something positive to be said about that. That's like the wisdom of the fools, like taking that chance. But I do sense that he's someone who's been very hurt in the past, and he does want to protect that, and take more time in getting to know you before making a decision about which direction to go. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing there for you, Miss Scylla. Thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity there. It's a very confusing situation and guy, because yeah, there's things going on. You know, he's definitely thinking about this. Just wants to take his time. Yeah. You're so welcome, love. Thank you. Much love and light to you, girl. Jeanette, it is officially your turn now. Thank you so much, Jeanette. So it was more intimidating, the judgment? Oh, yes, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's more fear here than confusion. I think it's definitely more fear-based. Hi, Jeanette. Welcome, love. Okay, so you donated $27.24 over SuperChat. So we can do like a 12-card reading there for you. Or we could do, did you have one question or did you have multiple questions, Jeanette? I'm the one with my lucky Steven. No, just what comes. Okay, so just a general reading. Okay, you got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Jeanette with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Okay, we have Two of Cups, the Chariot reversed, Page of Wands reversed, Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, Five of Cups reversed, the Moon reversed, King of Wands, Six of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor, and King of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, girl. Everything is okay in the love department for you. By the way, happy Valentine's Day to you. I don't acknowledge Valentine's Day. It's not something I celebrate or anything, but I hope that you got to spend some special time with Steven today. And even if not, you guys don't need Valentine's Day because the love between the two of you is just so strong. I'm sure he expresses his love to you the way he needs to, the way you need him to. I'm seeing that here we've got both the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups here. You're filled with love with him, in conjunction with him. Also, the Two of Cups is also another reminder that this is a divinely ordained connection. It's the love of divine ordination, the Two of Cups. And it's very healing, it's very powerful, and it has also restored self-love within you. Your own self-confidence, your sense of not even self-confidence, but just liking yourself more. Really liking, loving the woman who you are. Possibly much more in the past. Much more than in the past. I do see some difficulties and frustrations, not in regards to Steven, but we have this Chariot reversed with this Five of Cups reversed. Now, I know you mentioned that you were having issues, or your son is having issues right now. Five of Cups reversed is actually about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Recovery from past wounds and losses. Healing. Rebuilding security. And it's a reminder that we can't change the past, but we can always, the past can always bring her a greater understanding of our present. And the Chariot reversed here, Chariot reversed is usually a sign of things not moving forward, or feeling as though things are not really moving forward. It's also a sign of feeling a lack of control, a lack of, like, a sense of powerlessness, lacking control. That there's something like where you're just at the mercy of opposing forces and obstacles, that you can only do so much to change. And I see that energy here further exemplified with this Page of Wands reversed. I think we may have, what's your sign again, love? I think we may have talked about this during the first reading I ever gave to you, but it's this feeling like, a feeling of a lack of autonomy, a lack of agency. You're usually capable of making things happen in your life, of taking care of things when they need to be taken care of, in the way that they need to be taken care of. But there's, and I'm assuming it's likely you're a Leo. Okay, there you go, Leo. That I was just going to ask, like, you've got to be a Leo, huh? Like, because that's that energy. Okay, totally. I remember now. I think we talked about that too. I don't think I've ever met a Leo who didn't really nail things in their lives, and you do. But there is one area of your life where it's like you are. I don't want to say you are truly powerless, but you've done all you can do, and all you can do from this point is kind of be seated in this moon reversed energy. And the moon reversed is feeling like, it's definitely a relief of a certain amount of anxiety. It's like that which is not known is troubling for us, but when it's in its reverse form, it's often like choosing to deal with the anxiety and fears that are caused by what is unseen, essentially the shadows and the dark, which can be a very difficult thing to do. But Spirit is saying that this is a place where you're at right now, and it's not a bad position to be in either, to do your best, excuse me, to stay fully seated in the present moment, and to take advantage of every present moment, of every, to do our best to take advantage of the present moment, and to understand that there's only so much we can do for certain things, and you've done all you can. There's still an energy of confusion. It's interesting. I did a reading for someone earlier today, and her reading had both the Moon reverse and the Two of Swords. These are both cards of definitely of confusion, with this Two of Swords. Both cards are representative of that which is unseen, in the dark. Yeah, it's usually. I mean, it's signifying that there is, there is a certain level of uncertainty, in your life right now, and when you see the Two of Swords, it's often a sign, to accept this period of uncertainty, but also maintaining, keeping faith that a better future is going to emerge, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, while staying in the present, knowing that you've done all you can. And here we go, Miss Leo, with this King of Wands. This is your court card. You being fully seated in your divine Leo energies. You already do take action when it needs to be taken, and you've done all you can. Now it's time to see how things unfold with this Wheel of Fortune card here, and with the Wheel of Fortune being in its upright position, I do truly think that things are going to unfold for the better in a more positive direction, or healing direction. However, we do have this Six of Pentacles reversed underneath. Which can sometimes, it's often indicative of an imbalance, usually of generosity or in matters of give and take, but it can also be a matter of, because the artwork here is someone giving gifts, or it usually is someone giving gifts. In this case, it looks like they're giving food to someone. So yeah, gifts. Giving and receiving, but when it's in its reverse form, it can be a sign of like strings attached gifts, or even possibly losing loss of money due to like negligence or indiscretions. So definitely. And it can also be, and I'm not trying to worry you here, but it could also be indicative of theft. And I don't mean someone like, I'm not telling you that someone's going to rob you, but I would definitely pay very close attention to your bank account. I know myself, just last month when I was traveling, my bank account was flagged and got hacked into, so I had to change my card around. And then I was going through my accounts, and I noticed that there was the same charge that they flagged had happened in December as well. So I caught that one that they didn't catch. But that's more what I'm getting is like, be very like, and I'm not the first, like the person I was traveling with, their bank account got hacked into while we were traveling as well. So it's I don't want to worry you or anything, but that's more what I'm seeing here is like, just be very vigilant about your finances and where they're going, because I kind of just want to tell everyone this. I just feel like there's just been an uptick in that. I don't know what, but yeah, a few people I know have had that happen to them recently. And then these last two cards here I think are absolutely beautiful. We have both the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. Now these cards are definitely, to me, representative of Stephen. And, you know, what a good man he is to you in your life. His presence, his stability. He's there for you. He helps you when you need help. He's concerned with your well-being. He keeps, you know, he wants to make sure that you're feeling happy and secure, and he wants to make that happen, you know, in any way that he can. Hi, Ari. Welcome. I'm doing well. How are you? He just wants to see his woman happy and feeling loved, and if there's anything he can do to do that, he will continue doing that. Am I able to donate for 7/7 mini reading on Cashapp? You sure are. And here is my Cashapp, my cash tag. Thank you so much, Ari. So, and then we have this King of Pentacles, which is very, very similar energy to the Emperor, almost identical in my opinion. It's a solid man, male presence in your life who, again, is there for you when you need him, is solid, is someone who you can rely on, someone who is aware of of where you're at emotionally and physically, and wants to make sure that you're at your best, and that he's able to help accommodate that. So that is what I am seeing for you, Miss Jeanette. Thank you very much for your donation, love. I really appreciate you, and I hope that I brought you some clarity there. And much love and light to you. Thank you. Now, why is this like this? What happened here? You're very welcome, Jeanette. You are very welcome, love. Thank you, and you have a wonderful rest of your. Well, you're far away. I'm not gonna dox what country you're from, but you're 8 hours ahead from, so it's got to be late for you. Like, wow, it's like 2 in the morning. Well, you have a wonderful rest of your night, Miss Jeanette, and thank you so much. Much love and light to you. So I am also a psychic medium. I can get into contact with those who have passed on if that is something that you are interested in. Please let me know. And we are just waiting on Ari's donation. So is open. Now it is not. We just received our donation. Thank you very much, Ari, for your donation. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ari. I just received it. Yeah, you can just go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Oh, you are all good. Thank you so much, Ari. What is Tyshawn's true feelings for Ariane? Okay, did you want, so I have, a reading that I do, it answers basically 3 questions in one, and we can do it with a 5-card reading. It's the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread. It tells you what his current thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you at this time, in addition to his current energies and your current energies in the connection. Would you want me to do that? I was just wondering if you wanted to do the love spread that I do. It's no additional donation amount, and it answers. I can just ask. Oh, the mic is not muted anymore. Let me double check though. Give me 1 sec. Okay, yeah, the mic was muted for a moment, but I mute it and unmute it. Just sometimes I've been like blowing my nose or whatever, or grabbing something, whatever. But I was just asking if you wanted to do here. The love spread. And I think we're on 2 different time frames, love. You should probably close out the browser and reopen it again. Then we'll be at like the same time. Because sometimes there's a lag with the interwebs. But that's the OG love reading. Yeah, it just answers his thoughts, feelings, and intentions. And it's no additional donation amount. You want to do that? Okay. Okay, so it's Tyshawn Arion. Okay. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Tyshawn's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Arion? And we just received a donation from Scooby Dooby. Thank you so much for your donation. Let me go ahead and quickly add you here. Okay, Ariane. We have Ace of Wands reversed, 5 of Swords, 6 of Cups reversed, 10 of Swords, and Temperance reversed. Okay, interesting. Is this somebody who you are currently dating? I feel like there's a history between the two of you with the 6 of Cups reversed. The fact that your general energy, both your general energies are both really off. When the querent's general energy is off, that to me also signifies that there's a good chance that you guys got into an argument or something. Did that happen? Yeah, did you guys actually go through a breakup? Cause yeah, Ace of Wands reversed. Like you're wondering if things have come to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you might be wondering if things have come to a close. We got into an argument definitely at my house. Okay, his general energies. Yeah, breakup situation. Gotcha. Yeah, his general energies are like he's very much mirroring yours with Temperance reversed. We got into a fight, but me and him spoke today. Okay. Yeah, with this Temperance reversed, it's good that you guys spoke today. Um, but I definitely get that he wants to. One, haven't heard from him since then. I get the sense that he wants to talk more with you. I get the sense that he there's more that he wants to share with this Temperance reversed card. And he thinks that yeah, he I don't know what this argument was about, and you don't have to tell me, but he thinks that he's really in the doghouse. He's questioning who I'm around, if I'm with a guy and stuff. Yesterday when me and my friend took a quick trip to a basketball game. So he's suspicious that you're with someone. Because I'm getting the sense that he feels like he's defeated in some way. So and that's what the argument was about, because he keeps on questioning where you're at. His feelings right now, we've got the Six of Cups reversed. This is why I knew there was history between the two of you. He's I don't know when you guys had the argument. I know you guys spoke today, but whenever this argument was, he's still processing it. He asked me for $15 today, but been calling me for $48 every day because of what happened at my house. What? Asking you for money because of what happened at your house? That's insane. He feels like I should have paid him back for the lift he got to my house because we fell out and fought. Wow, that is some real mental gymnastics there. No, you don't owe him that. Absolutely not. Like, I think any textbook therapist would answer exactly the same. I blocked his number on both my phones. Yes, because I attacked him because he came at me. Well, that's self-defense, girl. This guy's trouble. This guy's trouble. I'm really concerned about this guy. He tried to attack you, or he came at you. No, that's I'm like seeing like sirens, girl. This is not good. This does not look good at all. You might have just dodged a bullet here. I think you guys said, were you guys together for about a year? Because I think there's a lot of mental instability. I'm seeing it here with this Temperance reverse too. There's a lot of mental, and I'm not saying mentally unstable people shouldn't be in relationships at all, but I think there's a lot that is bubbling to the surface in this relationship that you may not have seen in the past, and it's not good. But we calmed down. His cousin reached out to me. That's still really bad, Ari. That's you don't come at someone. Like if any man like tried to come at me, it would be done. Yeah, I would defend myself as you did, but I would also end it because he's likely to do it again. If this is how he reacts with strong emotions, it's just not okay. And that's the problem, is that he can say he's sorry, talk it down, get his cousin involved, whatever. But what happens next time he gets really pissed off and his cousin isn't around to hold him back? He could go loco. Because when he's in his emotions, he doesn't know how to operate. He said he wasn't really going to come at me because I had a weapon. I maced him. You obviously felt threatened enough, Ari. I think I had a trigger from trauma, but he got mad because I threw a crock at him. Right, Jeanette, I agree. I think these are true colors showing. And why did you have to throw a crock at him, Ari? Because I know you had to. I know people don't just do that. I feel like he was threatening you. This is just looks really, really bad, and I think he feels this Six of Cups reversed and this Five of Wands. He's thinking that he feels defeat. He thinks this relationship's defeated. Why would he feel that way? His intentions. We have the Ten of Swords. something coming to an end. This guy's really, really unstable. And again, I'm not trying to say that people who are not 100% mentally should be in relationships. It's not what I'm saying, but you do have to take care of yourself and not be in a position where you're going to be a threat to someone. That's not healthy, because he stormed out the room because he kept asking me a question. When were we laying in the room? The question was, am I going to pay for his lift home? Yeah, this is really not a stable guy, Ari. This is really not I mean, I know you probably still want to be with him, but Spirit is just praying that you stay away from him. So he moved to the living room, and I felt like he was sneaky. He usually shuts down when communicating. Yeah, that's a really bad sign too. You know, that's part of this temperance reverse. Either talking too much or talking too little. I misread it. I told you that there was more he wanted to tell you. No, there was more he had to say, but he didn't say it. He shut it down. He didn't flow it forth towards you. Art here, she's got 2 cups. She's flowing water back and forth. I wanted to talk, and that triggered me. He's triggering you. You see that, though, Ari. He's triggering you. You wanted to talk, and that triggered you. You wanted to talk, and he's shutting you down, and it's triggering you. I think this is a mismatch, love. I mean, beyond that, most women would go really psycho over that. Like, that would drive a lot of women really angry. It would test a lot of really patient women's patience, like, to the hilt. Bottom line, he's triggering you. And, you know, I think this could be a mismatch, but at the same time, I also think that no other woman would put up with, most women wouldn't put up with this stuff. He said he's not done. Like, did he say that in a threatening way? Or like, he's not done with what he has to say to you? Because he's really feeling like, I mean, this 10 of Swords, it only takes 1 sword in one man's back to kill a man. 10 is overkill. He's really like, this is all he can think of right now. It's like really on his mind and really like upsetting him, because I think he sees that he's just exposed himself. Why does he think? What other reason would he have to feel like he's in the doghouse? All that bad behavior. And it's just. I feel like, again, I don't know the specific timeline how long you guys have been dating for, but this is really alarming behavior. And sometimes people can hide this for up to, I've seen people hide bad behavior for up to a year, or bad ways of reacting to things. He said I hurt him because of the stuff I say to him as a female. Now, what on earth is that supposed to mean? And if that's the case, then he needs to just stay away if he can't handle it. What do you mean the things that you say to him as a woman? Does he want you to say things to him as a man? Because you're not. That's why you guys are dating, because you're a woman. Okay. I was just going to say, I'm wondering what this stuff is. He doesn't like the stuff you say to him as a woman, but what does he want you to do? Say things to him as a man? That's the reason why you're dating. You're a woman. You're not a man. What is he expecting from you? Because I do usually been told I've been a smart mouth with men. Yeah, and men that say that kind of crap are usually like nightmares. Almost all. I don't, honestly, guys that say that kind of stuff are problematic. It usually means that they don't listen, they don't communicate back. It's an easy snip back. Oh, you have a mouth on you. That's something that a parent tells a child. It's not something a partner tells someone. what the appropriate thing an adult would say is, you know, sometimes I feel like you don't communicate with me. Sometimes I don't feel like you listen to me. Not clipping you and saying, oh, you've got a mouth on you. And I don't think that's something that you need to work on, love. You're a grown-ass woman. You're being triggered by disrespectful men. I don't see you being the disrespectful one. I see you being triggered and pushed to the brink. You know? Exactly. It's how it's said. And if they're just snipping it up with, you know, you've got a mouth on you, that's not acknowledgement. That's pedantic. That's talking down to you. That's like something I would say to a 3-year-old I was babysitting. It's not something I would ever say to a partner. And if someone I was dating ever tried to say that to me, done. Like, that would be such a red flag to me. Do the cards have a finalized answer as to how this is going to... well, his intentions, we have the 10 of Swords, and this can mean one of two things. It usually means a breakup. The 10 of Swords is almost always an ending, something coming to an end. But you said that he wants to talk more, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to talk and say, I want to continue this relationship. But 10 of Swords is almost always an ending, It is also over dramatics, but in this case, if anyone's being overly dramatic, it's him, not you. But this is his intention card. I don't know, or unless he wants to stab you in the back. That's the other. Either it's over or he wants to stab you in the back. But 10 of Swords is not a good card, love. It's possible. It's possible that you guys are done. It's possible that it could just be you guys are done in the context of how you knew him in the past. Like, you've seen this other side of him. He said I started with him because he did remove himself from the rings of William. Yeah, and you know what? That's dismissive behavior, love. This whole and I started it. You know, that's child. That's not an adult. That's very childlike. This guy's not mature enough for you, Ari. I honestly think it would be a blessing if this were to come to an end, quite frankly. I think he's dangerous. I think he's a threat. I don't think he's safe. And I think he's highly manipulative. And that's some serious mental gymnastics there. Oh my God. Asking for lift money. Because, that's just huge red flags. And you deserve so much better, love. You really do. And that behavior is really bad, and it's, you know, he's calmed down now, but he's prone to he is so prone to getting pissed off again because of his crappy communication style. That's one reason, but I just think he's got a lot of imbalances. But he's very prone to getting pissed off again. You guys are likely to get into another argument again because he's not meeting you even halfway. And if that's the case, and you have to bust out your mace again, or worse, you know, you don't want to be in that situation, love. You really don't. So I think it would be a blessing if this came to an end. I rarely say that, but I really think this would be a bullet dodged. I know you didn't ask my opinion, but and I also think, sorry, I meant to send you a heart, but it accidentally sent you a kissy emoji. Sorry, I'm not being flirty with you. That was accidental on Cashapp, but I'm thanking you for your donation. I also think that it's up to you. I think this is something for you to think about too. It's possible. Yeah, you saw that. I think it's possible, upon further reflection, that you might at least want to break from him, some space to think about things, you know, take a step back, or he might want that too, you know. But yeah, these are all big red flags. I'm sorry, love. I hope I brought you clarity. Let me know if you need any clarification. But yeah, you take care of yourself, love, and don't blame yourself. don't make excuses for this guy. What is going on here? Sorry, my phone's being wonky McDoodlestein. Hi, Tina. You sure did, Tina. Thank you so much for your donation. I just noticed it now. Good to see you, love. Let me go ahead and add you. And thank you again, Ari. Much love and light to you. I know, girl. Good to see you. Scooby Dooby. Scooby Dooby. Please come to the chat, my friend. It is your turn, Scooby Dooby. Scooby Dooby, Scooby Dooby Doo. Please come to the chat. Thank you. Scooby Dooby. Please come to the chat. I believe your name is Emma. Scooby Dooby. It is your turn. Thank you. Scooby Dooby, please come to the chat. Thank you very much. Scooby Dooby, please come to the chat. You have another minute and 10 seconds. If Scooby Dooby is not here, we will move right along to Miss Tina. Scooby Dooby. Scooby Dooby is here. Are you not able? I'm gonna assume they're not able to chat in the chat. So we'll just commence. Thank you so much, Emma. I'm gonna assume that you're Emma. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Ollie feel towards Emma? Queen of Wands reversed, King of Cups reversed, 8 of Wands, Strength, the Devil, 6 of Cups reversed, 10 of Pentacles, the Emperor, Knight of Pentacles, and 5 of Cups reversed. Oh my, this is very complicated. So there is definitely desire and attraction, assuming that you are Emma. I'm going to assume that you're Emma. Ali definitely has desire and attraction towards you. He does have those feelings towards you. I need some clarification here. We've got both this Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Cups reversed. Right next to one another. I don't know if there's, I hope you can chat in the chat, but it looks like you can't. I don't know if there's some kind of power dynamic between you and Ali. If there's some power dynamic here, either age or if it's someone, if the two of them work together, or the two of you work together, if Ali is a superior. But there is something about a power dynamic, him feeling as though there is an unfair power dynamic between the two of you, resulting in this 6 of Cups reversed, which is strongly a failure to stay in the present moment. It's like he's thinking too far ahead. I'm going to assume that nothing has happened between the two of you, in terms of like forward momentum in the connection, like in a solid, tangible way. But you've probably felt his attraction to you. He's very guarded. He's very, very guarded with this King of Cups reversed. It's very, I don't know if he's a water sign or not, but it's very difficult for him to stay in the present moment and to master the virtue of balancing one's emotions. The virtue of the King of Cups, well, the traditional artwork of the King of Cups' throne is on the ocean, and as you and I both know, the ocean can be really, really crazy rocky at times, but other times it's super placid and chill. And that's the wisdom of the King of Cups, is he maintains staying afloat on his throne on the ocean. He is able to maintain his emotional equilibrium, because he knows that even when the tide is high, he'll return to being placid again. But Ali is very much in like a I don't want to say like survival mode type thing, but panic. Ali is my ex, haven't talked in a few years. Okay, ex. Okay, and then that explains the 6 of Cups reversed, history, failure, and that I still say there's a failure to live in the present moment, because there is desire that he is feeling towards you, but he's not currently taking action on it. Thank you for letting me know that you guys haven't talked in a few years, because that really makes this even more interesting. I wish you were able to type. I'm sorry. I apologize on behalf of YouTube. I have no control over this, but this has happened like 1 or 2 other times where people weren't able to chat in the chat. If you're subscribed, you should be able to. But if you don't want to subscribe, or if you are subscribed and you can't chat, that's not your fault either. But let's commence with this. We then have this. So we have this King of Cups reversed, which is telling me that your absence is causing an imbalance of emotions within him. But it's also telling me that with this 10 of Pentacles, I'm getting the sense that and we've also got this Knight of Pentacles, I'll get to this in a moment. I get the sense that in order to, because you asked me how he's feeling about you, in order, and he does still have feelings for you, and he's not acting on them. He's burying himself in work. I don't know if that's something that he did a lot in the past, but that is something he is for sure doing now. His lust for you, this Strength card, paired with this Knight of Pentacles card. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving out of all of the knights, by the way. Sometimes he's just at a complete standstill. He, and that's why, like, earth signs, sometimes it takes them forever to move forward, if at all. I'm not saying he's an earth sign. I don't know if he's an earth sign or not. But if he's burying himself in work to kind of avoid feelings and desire for you as a way of distraction, I would be hard-pressed to think that he wasn't an earth sign. I'm getting Capricorn vibes, the devil too. But you mentioned that the two of you have not spoken in a few years. I think that silence is going to be broken. That's not something that I throw around lightly. Eight of Wands is communication, direct communication. It's often communication from out of the frickin' blue. Literally, out of the blue sky, come these 8 arrows from out of we don't know where they come from. Where the hell I don't even know where they're coming from. I never looked at the card's art that way, but that's a big part of the Eight of Wands. It's not just the communication card, but it's like out of the frickin' blue. So this card often comes up at times where I tell people, like, hey, the silence is going to be broken. You're going to hear from this person. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or next week, but I definitely think it's going to happen at least in the next 3 to 6 months. If Tarot is picking up that energy now, he's got some serious, paired with the Emperor, he has some serious intentions here. I know he didn't ask what his intentions are, but he feels like he needs to reach out to you. He feels like there's something he still needs to say to you. At the very least, if it's not, he feels like there's something he still needs to say to you. At the very least, what he needs to tell you is that you're still on his mind, and what that results in, he may not know, but it's kind of like just throwing. It's almost like he's like throwing daggers and just like, not daggers, but throwing wands, or shooting darts, just throwing it out there. Like what do I have left to lose? Like, I've already lost her. I may as well tell her that I feel like I'm her divine masculine, that she's still on my mind. I've definitely been in positions like that where it's like, if the chances are pretty low anyway, I may as well just be completely transparent with someone about how I feel, even though it's really scary. My question, in case I cannot be present, can you please do it? Absolutely, Tina. Thank you so much. And he is still very, very attracted to you, Emma. Strength is literally lust in the Hermetic deck, which is very similar to the RWS deck that I'm reading from right now. The devil is temptation, especially in a sexual context. He is still drawn to you. He is still very drawn to you. And he's hoping that he hasn't totally screwed this up with this Five of Cups reversed. He's hoping that he hasn't ruined his chances completely here, that he hasn't wasted too much time or let too much time go. But he also is trying to see the positive too. That's also part of the Five of Cups reversed, is trying to see the positive, trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's kind of what I feel this message is like just laying it all out there, how he truly feels. Because what I'm seeing is someone who definitely still has feelings for someone. I don't know if I've read for you before or if I read for you a very long time ago, but these cards all indicate that this person definitely still has feelings for you, desire for you, and an intent to reach out to you that will likely feel very out of the blue. And it's very much like I'm just going to shoot my shot here, tell her what I've been wanting to tell her, regarding how I truly feel and want. And if she accepts, then that's great. If she doesn't want to hear it and has already moved on, then I at least gave it my best shot. I think that's the plate, like the position that he's at right now mentally. Like nothing left to lose at this point. So yeah, that is what I am seeing for you, love. Thank you very much for your donation. I hope I brought you clarity, and it definitely sounds and feels like he certainly has some strong lingering feelings and attraction and desire and emotions for you, that he's done his best to ignore for too long now, and I think he has come to a realization where it's like, what am I doing? And I've seen people do this before too. Thank you again, love. Thank you, Emma. Much love and light to you. Yeah, I've seen this before too with other clients, where it's almost always guys that try and do this. Like they'll like bury themselves in work to try and avoid feeling feelings, and it just never works. Tina, it is your turn. Thank you very much, Tina. I am going to wait for Tina to come to the chat, even though she posted her question already, because she might be available, and I always like it when I can read directly with folks here with me. You are here. That is great to hear. Yay. So your question is, you want to do a love reading on Jay, who reconnected with you online after 11 years of no contact. Wow, okay. Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? Thanks, masters and spirit guides. What are Jay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Tina? A different person from before. Yeah, I figured that because you said that he reached out after 11 years of no contact. Wow. Okay, love, let's see. We have Queen of Swords reversed, Two of Pentacles reversed, Strength, Five of Wands, Temperance, the Devil, Five of Swords reversed, Three of Cups, Two of Wands reversed, and Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Interesting and confusing. So many challenging readings tonight. I don't know why these are challenging. You guys are going through, I guess, just some people are having complex emotions. Speaking of which, we'll start with yours. We have the Queen of Swords reversed and the Devil. You said that he contacted you out of the blue after 11 years of no contact. Did he hurt you did things end on a sour note between the two of you? Because the Queen of Swords is I call her the bitter bee, but she's bitter for a reason. She's got a good ass reason to be bitter, or resentful. I don't. These all sound like bad words, but they're not. It's like having a legitimate reason to feel slighted by this person, or it could have even been maybe you guys left and maybe he ghosted you or something. I don't know, but please correct me if I'm on the wrong. If you don't feel that way, please tell me I'm like really wrong. I don't feel that way at all. We'll try and figure it out, because paired with the devil as well. It's like you do see you do feel a temptation to him. You do feel drawn to him, and I don't want to say it's negative, but it's almost like I don't want to say you feel like he's gonna be bad for you, but it's like I feel like you just know him a little, like I think you know who he is. I don't remember him hurting me. He remembers a lot of good memories. I don't. Okay. Is he a little devilish? Is he a little? So, and that's a little because I hope he's not gaslighting you. Like, do you remember like these memories that he's prompting you with, or are you just like, I'm not recalling like that? Like, so yeah, it could be a matter of like you're not seeing things from the same perspective as he is with this Queen of Swords reversed. But also correct me here, there is something about like a temptation with his energy. Um, he has a lot of details and is nostalgic when he says it. I remember. So when he prompts you, you actually do remember. Okay, gotcha. So he's not gaslighting you, anything like that. His general energies, we have Temperance and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Temperance stands to reason here, I think. Temperance being definitely a card of communication, a card of sharing, a rebalance of harmony, and it's also a time of, it's usually a time of like of you think he has good intentions. Okay, we'll get to his intentions. We'll get to his intentions in a moment, but they're not looking great. But let's hope they are. Yeah, this stands to reason. He is expressing himself with you. He's sharing himself with you. He's sharing, he's restoring balance. Especially after a long period of silence, because it's usually indicative of slow and steady growth. But then we have this Queen of Pentacles reversed here. That's kind of, I don't know. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, whether it's and you can be a man and be represented by a queen's energy. You can be a woman and be represented by a king's energy. And this is definitely his energy that I'm getting. It's on his side. It's not how he looks at you. It's what Spirit is saying is part of his general energies right now. But I don't know how long the two of you dated for when you guys did date, but Spirit is saying that he's not in this for the right reasons. Whatever those reasons are, his, like, yes, he's genuinely, still attracted to you and interested in you, but Queen of Pentacles reversed can be indicative of some manipulative energy in terms of like looking for relationships or a connection or a reconnection for a wrong reason or a shallow reason, a self-serving reason. It's also a sign that he's been going through a lot, and it would probably be in his best interest to take a breather from like everything right now. But he's not doing that. He's not tending to his inner garden. I'm almost wondering if he just went through some kind of romantic rejection or breakup. I don't know how well you know his daily life or anything, but I do get that energy from him. I'm not gonna lie. His thoughts towards you, yeah, okay, yeah, his thoughts towards you. We have the Two of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Swords reversed. Two of Pentacles reversed. That's also leading me to believe that he's got kind of a chaotic, messy personal life. That resonates more. That he's probably been through a lot and isn't taking a breather. He just reconnected. Yeah, yeah. But I also do think there's a lot of like it's still very hectic in his life and very imbalanced overall. But even he thinks that it would be difficult to fully balance you into his life if he were to do so again, and which is not what you're asking for, and it's not what I don't know if it's what he put on the table, but and I don't know if there's physical distance between the two of you or if you guys are local. But something's telling me that he just went through a pretty major upheaval, um, and is definitely in a state of imbalance, and like nearing burnout. Um, this Five of Swords reversed, yeah, it's like he's experienced defeat recently, and he's doing his best to like soldier back on to or to soldier on, you know. And I think part of him, even if it's subconscious, wants to be on good terms with people from his past. Maybe fixing things from his past is a good way of him to like channel some of this energy. Yes, he lives and works at a distance. I'm not looking at anything long term with him right now. I'm just like, yeah, yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I get the sense that you didn't say what you were looking for. You know, the first time he reaches out to you in 11 years, you probably didn't mention anything either, which totally stands to reason and is totally normal and is totally a green flag, 100%. That if he did lay a ton of stuff out, I'd be like, okay, that's a little bit. We're going into pink territory. You know, not even yellow. That'd be really soon. But yeah, he has been through quite a bit. But he also genuinely does. Yeah, Five of Swords is a card of reconciliation, resolution, forgiveness. Um, so at the very least, you know, reconnecting and not allowing your past and how things ended to prevent the two of you from talking to one another and as you said, checking and observing his feelings. He is still very, very much attracted to you, especially. And I will say that even though it's been 11 years, he's been attracted to you this whole time. It never went away. I'm sure he's dated other women in the interim, but I think there is a little bit of that, you know, the one that got away kind of energy there, because he was never able to fully stop feeling attracted to you. I'm noting not just that I've pulled this card so many times tonight, but yeah, it's lust in the Hermetic deck, but in this specific circumstance, I'm noting the eternity symbol that's always at the top of the strength card. And this is something that didn't come to a close. His attraction to you. He feels. I don't know if you guys had mutual friends, but he feels just a general like warmth and kinship. Not kinship. That makes it sound familial, which is not. Like just you guys had a lot of like. I know you said you're not remembering the good times, or they're hard for you to remember until he brings them up. But he did remember them, and he really I'm seeing it here. Yeah, he did really. They were indelible. This eternity symbol. They stuck around in his, excuse me. They stuck around in his mind. And he remembers those good times. He remembers the times that you had, um, and how they enhanced the romance that was inherently between the two of you. Now, what concerns me here is his intentions. We have the Five of Wands and the Two of Wands reversed, and that's what's making me feel like there's either he's getting over romantic rejection from someone right now, and let's be honest, romantic rejection around Valentine's Day is pretty shitty. Hands up for me. Not reject. I mean, I had to do the rejecting, but it still hurts. Still disappointing. I feel like he either got rejected by someone he was like interested in, or someone he was actually dating. With this Two of Wands reversed, this is a failure to make any solid decision about where, which isn't the worst thing in the world, because like you said, you're just watching and observing right now. But as it stands right now, and it's still early on, too. It really is. I kind of made it sound worse than it was, prefacing it. I'm sorry. Thinking about it deeper, it's really not the worst thing at all, considering you guys just reached back out to you, you know. But at least at this time, he's definitely intending on playing things safe. Not really setting any actual plans of action. At least not anytime super soon. But that also stands to reason with the fact that there's distance between the two of you. Yes, it's nothing serious with those right now. We're just, yeah, exactly. Now, this Five of Wands, I'm hoping it means what I want it to mean, which would be he's willing to fight for you. I don't think he's calling you to get into arguments with you, unless he was a predominantly argumentative person. Then I would go in that direction. But I feel like this is more. He feels like he has competition. He feels like it only makes sense that there is competition. You're a catch. You guys haven't spoken in 11 years. You do have prospects. That's the thing. You even had to make it clear to me, like, this is another guy, this is a new guy, or someone from my past who reached out to me. You have prospects, and even if you haven't told him that or made it public knowledge, he's got to know that. You're a beautiful young woman, and you're very, very sweet and very hardworking and focused. Not at all argumentative. He knows there is. There you go. Okay, so he knows. Okay. Yeah, you did discuss it. How mature of you. That's the way to go, Tina. I should learn from you. I probably wouldn't have said anything, to be honest. I don't like people to think that they're walking into a fight, but it's really the fairest thing, now that I'm actually thinking about it, to disclose that early. Like, yeah, I'm talking to this guy. I mean, I guess it depends on the guy and how long I've known them. Like, if it was, like, actually, I am thinking about it. Yeah, if or an ex of mine reached out. He reaches out every once in a while. We dated very briefly, but I'm very open about the guys I'm dating or talking to, and he's open about the girls he dates and is talking to, and but we still like each other and still flirt. I mean, not if we're in a relationship or anything, but like, it is something that is discussed. And I think when there is a past between people, especially, that's important. Well, I think it's always important to discuss, but at least for me, easier to discuss with someone whom I have a past with. I think it's actually, it's easier for me to discuss anything with somebody whom I have a past with, as opposed to someone who's brand new. Why does this keep moving? What? Sorry, one sec. But I'm also concerned he felt rejected because I seriously did not remember the amount of details of the memories. I just remembered it was fun to. Okay, so you think he might have been embellishing stuff a little bit? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. And that's not gaslighting per se, um, but it's also not 100%, you know? Absolutely, girl, absolutely. And there's no cue, so you would be next. And thank you so very much. And we just received a donation from Brian. Thank you so much for your donation, Brian. Tina is just continuing. She's sending a donation in to continue her turn. No, he works with immaculate details in his work, and my memory is really horrible. Oh, okay. Okay. Did you still want to send for a mini, Tina? And thank you so much, Brian. So, Brian, you will be going first because he cannot wait. Tina, I just received your donation, Tina. Thank you. Let me go ahead and add you. Yeah, if you need to skip the line for whatever reason, you can always donate. Sorry. You can always donate either $7 if it's over SuperChat or $5 if you donate over Cashapp or Venmo or PayPal. That's obviously for everybody. And Miss Jeanette, mediumship. Yes, let me post the donation information for mediumship. Just give me 1 second here. My phone is being difficult. Great. Okay. And quickly, mediumship. So here's all my mediumship information. And Jeanette, if you wanted to donate for mediumship this evening, I do ask that you send that I do get their name, their date of birth, and their date of passing, so that I can check in with Spirit to make sure that they are indeed able to communicate with me, and or 95% of the time I can get in touch with them, but I always want to be just crystal clear. All right, Brian, how is Mike feeling about me and the whole situation that split our band up right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke their band up? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke their band up? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke their band up? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke their band up? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke their band up? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke their band up? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke up their band? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke up their band? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke up their band? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how is Mike feeling about Brian and the situation that broke up their band? No problem, Jeanette. We can do it any night, anytime. All good, all good. Okay, we have King of Swords, Five of Wands, Knight of Swords, Six of Cups reversed, and Strength. Okay, so he's not pleased about it with the Six of Cups reversed, but while he's not pleased about it, I hate to put it this way, Brian, but he's almost like not surprised because when he looks back at the issues that did beset or befall you guys in your band, I think I think he kind of saw it kind of slowly disintegrating over time. And it's something he's been this is something that he's been observing for a while. I don't know if it's something that he's communicated with you, but with this King of Swords, especially this King of Swords, that's definitely assessment. He's been watching with a close eye, and probably not in pessimism, but in reality, like there's there's a chance that this band's going to break up with the conflicts that have arisen within the band's structural interpersonal logistics. So that's something I should probably mentally prepare myself for, emotionally prepare myself for. Well, swords is the realm of the mind, not the realm of emotion. And that's why his mind is not all scattered and messed up about it. Logically, he's doing all right. It's emotionally, logic and emotions are totally separate. And logically, he sees how this, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but he understands why. And again, kind of watch this slowly happening. And I think he did his best to make sure it worked, but if it's a group effort, and it's not a small band either. And if just one cog is not working in the wheel, that wheel isn't going to turn. And you had your friend Jeffrey, I believe his name was, or Jeremy, who was problematic. Not a bad person, but going through things. And if there's that one aspect that can't be taken care of, then the wheel usually stops. But in terms of how he feels towards you, he still has very strong affection towards you as a friend, Brian. That never went away. It never, and you were never at threat of that being of him not liking you or being mad at you or blaming you or seeing you at fault for any of this or having any ill will towards you. He still feels that you're a really solid friend of his, one of the most solid friends of his. And yeah, he really cares about you. Jeremy. Oh, you're within a separate band. Okay. Well, so I don't know if you could tell me, I'd be interested to know why this band broke up, but for whatever reason, he sees that there was a logical reason why the band had to come to an end, why it disintegrated, and he feels no harsh feelings at all towards you, Brian. He feels no hard feelings towards you. He doesn't blame you or anything like that. And it doesn't, and it hasn't sullied his feelings of friendship towards you. And we just received a donation from Shar. Thank you so much, Shar, for your donation. Let me quickly add you here. Thank you so very much, Brian, for your donation. I hope that brought you some clarity there. Thank you for clarifying that you guys were in two different bands. I did not know that. But regardless of the fact that you guys were in two different bands, two different situations, he still sees the disintegration of the band. He still sees why it happened and saw it happening over time. So it's not like it's easier for him, but it's something that he can make sense of. Tina, thank you so much for your donation. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. It broke up because Casey called for it to end. Wait, you're still in a band? You were still in a band with Casey even though he stole your grandfather's sacred writings, sacred texts? I thought you guys were no contact. Or did this band breakup happen a while ago? What is the advice with how to deal with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, how should Tina navigate dealing with Jay? It happened in October. Oh, okay. I thought it happened recently. Okay. All right, Tina. We have 10 of Pentacles, the Tower, the Lovers reversed, 4 of Pentacles reversed, and the Hanged Man. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, wow. So he's changed a lot. I mean, it's been 11 years. We all change, we all grow over time, right? But Spirit is saying that there is a lot of good potential between you and him. With in my opinion, this is the strongest card in the deck of 78. You just got it, baby girl. This 10 of Pentacles, this is like fate. This is a fated connection. You're very welcome, Brian. Thank you. And Spirit is saying that there's a chance that it could end up being a very abrupt, that it could initiate a very abrupt change in your life. Now, it's funny. A friend of mine asked ChatGPT what the worst card in the deck was, and I said 7 of Swords, but I knew she was going to answer the Tower. And I even said that, I was like, but she's going to say the Tower, and she did. And I'm like, you're wrong. The Tower, in my opinion, the Tower can be wonderful. Thank you so much, Kendra, for your donation. Let me go ahead and add you right here. When I see the Tower, I see change. An abruptive change, but especially when we're talking about matters of the heart. It's if we're looking for love, if we want love, we need to surrender to it. We need to allow ourselves to fall. And with the Lovers reversed, to me, before I look at my book, to me, this is saying that this is no like short-term romance, unless you want it to be, something lighthearted, but it's likely going to grow slowly and steadily, girl. I see this like very. I know I say it all the time, but slow and steady, winning the race. What the heck did I do with my book? Oh my god. Am I losing my reels or? Sorry, just give me 1 second here. Thank you very, very much. Sorry about that, Tina. Let us return to your reading. Okay, so yeah, I'm like, got my book. Now I wanted clarity on the Lovers reversed here in this context. Yeah, I think that there's a bright future for the two of you, even if it's just friendship and it's not some, major fated romance. Spirit is saying to let go of who you knew him as in the past. Yeah, he stayed the same in a lot of fundamental ways, but you're gonna see it with this Hangman card. You're gonna see, the more you talk to him, the more you're going to see how much he's changed and grown in a very positive way. Um, and to yeah, that while basing your observances on some things about him from his past and your experiences with him is good, Spirit is saying to really keep a fresh outlook on this. Definitely slow and steady wins the race, and I'm not just saying that because I believe that. But especially with the two of you being long distance and this being from so long ago and you having options, etc., take it slowly but surely. But yeah, I would say conclusively to really see this from literally a different perspective. Yes, it's great to hear, and I have heard Spirit brought us together at this time for a reason. It really does feel that way. I mean, I can't lie. Ten of Pentacles is definitely a fated romance card. As I mentioned earlier, I've only pulled it once upright in my life, and I pull a card for myself every day. I've been doing it for like 6-7 years, and on that day I was asked to ordain a wedding. So it's a big deal card, and it doesn't come up that often. I'd say it comes up even rarer than Two of Cups. That's also a fated. Not it doesn't even have to be love, but a fated connection. There's some reason why the two of you, I think, yeah, we're supposed to reconnect at this time. And I think that you're going to end up being pleasantly surprised by things. You got the Ten of Pentacles too. That's wild. I don't know if that card is. That's wow. That's wonderful too. I don't know if that card is as shy towards you as it is towards me. But because it's even shy in my readings too, I don't see it too often. I would love to do a spreadsheet to see what the most common cards that come up are. Um, but that's a wonderful portent. That's a wonderful sign. Well, thank you so much, Tina. I really appreciate you, and definitely hope I brought you some clarity there. Miss Shar, thank you so much for your donation, love. Shar, did you say you wanted a 10 card reading? You're very welcome, Tina. Thank you, love. You have a wonderful rest of your night. There's this guy from the parent company of my workplace that will stay until early March. We hung out several times with other coworkers, and he seems nice. 10 cards. Okay. I often caught him staring at me during our hangouts. Also, I caught him staring at me from afar at the office several times. I want to know how he feels or thinks about me. His name is Sakat, and he's a Pisces. I'm a Scorpio. Did you want me to do current thoughts, feelings, and intentions? Or do you just want me to ask how he feels and thinks about you? Shar, did you want me to do the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread, or do you just want me to ask what his feelings are? You got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Sakai's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shar? The Magician, 8 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 6 of Swords reversed, 4 of Swords reversed, 7 of Cups reversed, 7 of Wands reversed, 7 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Swords, and the Devil reversed. Okay. Okay, when did you guys start? So he just started. So when did he just start working with you? He'll stay until early March. So I will say sometimes intentions can be a little murky when it's a brand new connection with someone. Let's start with your general energies. They're well, the Magician. That's my dream guy since January. Okay, a lot of women are looking for the King of Cups. A lot of women are looking for the King of Pentacles, the Emperor. I'm looking for the Magician. I'm looking for the man who has it all. The wands, the pentacles, the cups, the swords. He has them all. That to me is my dream man. Now I don't know about you, but if that's how you're feeling, like he's got it all from what you've observed, from your observations, yes, it's only been a month, and I don't hope too much because he'll go back to his home country anyway. Oh, okay, gotcha. Which explains. I was going to say it seems like you really, really have do like him and think he's really a catch, but we have this 7 of Cups reversed. And I don't know if you clocked this, but we almost have all 4 sevens, but we have 3 sevens in a row, all reversed. We don't have the 7 of Swords, thank God, because the 7 of Swords is the worst card in the deck. But we have all 3 sevens, and the sevens aren't bad cards. And it explains. This to me is explanatory. 7 of Cups reversed is having a difficult time or not wanting to make a romantic decision. And I see this as the latter. I think you don't want to make a romantic decision because it wouldn't be practical to make a romantic decision if he's going to be going back home to his country of origin, making a move, or I don't want to say that it seems pessimistic or that you are pessimistic. You're being a realist. I'd say you're being an optimistic realist here. In terms of his general energies, we have the 4 of Swords reversed and the Devil reversed. And this is not to offend you or anything of the sort. I actually feel like this is due to the fact that he's working at it's another company. I know it's like a sister company. But the fact that he's working in another country, right, in a foreign country right now, that can cause a lot of stress for people. And right now he's really burnt out. And like just like cards on the table, totally honest. I am always honest, but sometimes I can't find softer ways of saying that he hasn't given too much thought to this connection or to the two of you. He's very, very laser focused on work right now. And then we have this Devil reversed card. Um, he's he's definitely feeling like this job, like his performance at your job is, he thinks he's doing a great job. It's really hard. He's putting 110% in. It's taking a toll on him, like physically, emotionally. Like if he has to skip meals or sleep, he will. But he's putting in like so much effort here, and I don't know if you're aware, but your company is really appreciating the work he's done, and he's gotten a lot of um, a lot of good feedback from both your company and his company back in his home country. So this is really working for him work wise. His thoughts right now, and this is why it's not that he's not thinking about you at all. He does. He was staring at you, girl, and that he wasn't just like ADD and like spacing out. Because with his thoughts, we have the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands reversed. This is Eight of Swords is feeling imprisoned, feeling bound. I think that he would like to ask you out. I think that he would like. I think that you are an ideal woman who he would want to be with, but he's bound, literally, this Devil reverse card, he's bound to your work, to his work, and he can't stand to jeopardize that in any way, despite the fact, and I see it here with the Seven of Wands reversed, there is desire for you. Absolutely. He does find you, at the very least, he finds you very physically attractive, but despite his feelings of desire, he is not wanting to act upon them, um, or is too scared to act upon them in fear of possibly jeopardizing something at your work. His feelings, we have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles reversed, which again is telling me that you weren't imagining things when you saw him checking you out. When you saw him looking at you, he was checking you out. That Two of Wands is literally, he's surveying his kingdom. He's looking around, and he's focusing. He's lasering. He's like putting all of his focus on what he's liking to see the most out of everything that's out there. And he's focused when he's like you are like hands down. He thinks you're the sexiest, prettiest lady that works there. But he also feels a level of frustration paired with this Seven of Pentacles reversed, because he knows that there's very little that he can do to act upon this in the length of time that he has, and in the ramifications of working with one another, and the fact that he's going to be returning. His intentions towards you. Now, this is where things get interesting. We do have this Six of Swords reversed, which is often like feeling stuck in some type of situation or circumstance. Usually one that's caused often by procrastination or not taking action. Yeah, I feel that way too. I want to give this connection a chance, but the whole situation is not stable enough for me. Yeah. It's really dicey because, like you mentioned, he's going back to his home country in March. But with his intentions, I know I said that intentions are murky at first, but I actually do think that he wants to at least say, that at least talk. I don't know if you guys talk or flirt or anything, but he at least wants to initiate something to that level, even if it's lightweight, before he does leave, because he does have his eye on you. That I can't deny. Is he more focused on work than anything else in his life right now? Yeah, like I said, he's even neglecting himself and neglecting his emotions too here, and desires in order to in his opinion, and also in his superior's opinion, do the very best job that he can and deliver while he's here. So it's not a very practical connection, as I'm sure that you see. But the feelings, you're not imagining them, or at least the desire, you're certainly not imagining. He is not just staring at you, he was checking you out, girl. He thinks you're very, very desirable, very, very attractive. But the logistics are difficult and do make things a little wonky there. But yeah, I'd love to see possibly both of you guys take like one small chance, like even if it's just like drinks or dinner or something. I don't know, but it also might start a fire that could be difficult to put out too, you know. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Shar. Thank you so very much for your donation, love. I appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity this evening. Kendra, thank you for your donation, love. I'll be very upset if he gives me hope and left. It's better like this. Yeah, I kind of agree. If someone were to just give me hope and then leave, I don't know how pleased I'd be with that either. Yeah. You're so very welcome, Shar. Thank you, love. Much love and light to you. Miss Kendra, please come to the chat and post your question. Thank you. Kendra. Hey, girl. You would just like a general. You've got it, my friend. Let's do it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kendra with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. 3 of Cups, 8 of Cups reversed, 4 of Swords reversed, the Tower reversed, and the High Priestess reversed. Okay, it's a lot to unpack here. Kind of crazy cards. This has been a pattern tonight. I'm not giving you crap or anything. I swear almost every single reading tonight has been very, very complicated to read, and I've needed the help of my book more times than I'd like to admit this evening. Let's not start with the 3 of Cups because it's kind of my favorite and only favorite card here. Just because they're reversed does not make them bad. It makes them complicated, actually. Because I don't see them as bad. They're just complicated, but I feel like starting with the 3 of Cups is not where I want to start. I want to start with the 8 of Cups reverse. I'm going to need your help here probably, girl. Which you're never required to, but if you want to, it really helps. 8 of Cups reverse is having a difficult time walking away from something or someone who you know in your heart that you should walk away from them. but it's almost impossible to do, and I do want some clarity just because it could also be a sign of just stagnation, staying in the wrong place, or staying in a bad situation, or accepting less, which I don't really see nor feel you doing, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, hell, let's start. We'll not start, but we'll get into this Three of Cups. Three of Cups is celebrations, spending time with friends, female friendship. I often refer to it as the female friendship card. Um, Meeting new people coming into your life. Um, that sort of thing. Enjoyable outings with others. I don't know if you have some friends with birthdays on the horizon soon. I know yours is coming up in a couple of months, or is it next month? Yeah, good times with friends, celebrations, um, usually like outings, and especially, I mean, I'm hearing it raining outside, but especially as the weather improves, I definitely see more of that. This Four of Swords reversed, excuse me. Yeah, it's usually a sign of burnout, girl. And I don't know if you're feeling burnt out, but it's usually spirit saying like it is absolutely time for you to take a breather, either take a vacation, go on a trip, or just take some time off, or if you can, just spend like a whole day just like sleeping, or like getting as much sleep as you need. I legit needed to do that yesterday. It was the weirdest day. I slept through the whole day, and then I was able to sleep through the night. It was crazy, but I just think I exhausted myself um, in the earlier part of the week. I'm not really burned out, to be honest. I've been resting a lot. Okay, so if it's not that, it could be a feeling of restlessness. Doesn't sound like you're feeling stressed or anxious or overwhelmed. It could also be something as simple as incorporating a mindfulness a mindfulness practice into your routine, or several or more than one. Um, I don't know. I think you meditate. Maybe you don't, but implementing something like literally meditation, because Four of Swords is the meditation card. Implementing something like that. Even though I know you're saying that you've been resting a lot, um, that's almost always what the Four of Swords is indicative of. But you do meditate. Okay, okay. With this Three of Cups, I'm almost wondering if Spirit is suggesting getting involved in some kind of group with other folks that have like-minded um, spiritual values as you, like-minded spiritual interests that you guys could get into, and because I know there's definitely and not even like retreats, but like classes, you know. So take that as you will there, and I'll be thinking more about that too. And sometimes things come to me once I sign off. It's really strange. The Tower reversed here is usually another sign of feeling some kind of type of stagnation, or feeling stuck somewhere that perhaps you shouldn't be stuck, or you feel stuck in. Hi, Wendy. Thank you so much for your donation. Let me quickly add you here. I hope you're doing well this evening. Okay. So the tour, sorry, I'm reading it in French. So the Tower reverse. It's averting disaster, avoiding disaster. But it can also be, as I think I said, it could also be a sign of resisting change in some way. And we got that message with this Eight of Cups reversed as well. So I'm not quite sure what that's pointing towards there. And then we have the High Priestess reversed, which off the top of my head, if I were just to read this straight up, when I see the High Priestess reversed, I think of two things. One, especially, we ask your spirit guides to provide you with the messages that you need to hear at this time. With the High Priestess reversed, it's almost always one of two things that I can think of off the top of my head. Either a reminder from spirit for us to definitely pay attention to our intuition, to listen to our intuition, and or a desire for us to strike out on our own in some way, challenging the status quo. Interesting enough, as I read my handy dandy book again I'm seeing, if you it is time for you to meditate. I know you already do, and try a new approach to listening to your intuition, because the rational approach will not work. So I don't know if spirits, this is not me, I'm not saying that, I'm not accusing you of being too rational, or I'm not accusing you of not listening to your intuition well enough. I'm seeing this as clearly, how I asked it, which was, asking spirit guides if they, what messages does Kendra need to hear at this time, any and all messages. And what I'm seeing is they're saying that there's something that that's kind of feels kind of stagnant in your life. You might want to make a change to. Friendships, celebrations on the horizon, we love that. And definitely a reminder to listen to pay heed, pay close attention to that a good old intuition of yours, which I know you do listen to, and I know you're very in tune with. But that's just what I'm seeing from spirit, and I can't argue with spirit, because spirit's the only one I can't argue with. But so that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Kendra. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope I brought you clarity. Thank you for helping me out with filling in the blanks there. And yeah, thank you so much, love. Much love and light. Miss Wendy, hey girl. How are you? Good to see you this evening. How are you doing? Yep, it's that good old day. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. Today is Valentine's Day. You went to a drag show last night? Girl, that's what I should have done. Oh my god, that is so cool. Did you see a local performer? Because I know a lot of the local performers in your hood. Like Fina. Have you ever seen Fina Barbital? She's a legend. Like, they refuse to work with Rue, but they're well known down there. I might know who they are, but you don't have to tell me online if you don't want to. But that is so cool. I couldn't stay awake yesterday. I'm not even joking. I woke up in the morning. Got my nails done, came back, and I fell asleep as she was doing them. It was embarrassing. Got home and took a nap that lasted till the evening. I'm too embarrassed to even say what time. Miss Shabbat, which was the special Shabbat, the youth Shabbat, late night Shabbat, and the hot Jewish single Shabbat, yeah, it happens once a month. I missed it. It was just so impossible to stay awake. It was so weird. I don't remember, but we had so much fun. That's so cool, Wendy. I'm so happy for you. What a wonderful thing. That is so the energy I should have been in last night. I'm feeling so tired, too. This weekend vibe is kind of weird. It really is. The vibes are just weird. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. There's always other events going on and other youth dinners at other places. I'm gonna try and find another one next Friday. Um, Different crowd of people, which might feel a little more nervous, but that's okay. And even regular service is nice too. Sometimes also I think because it's once a month, I put a lot of pressure on myself too, and I'm like, oh God, if I don't meet a man tonight, I'm gonna be devastated, which is not the good attitude to go into it. So I need to find other like single Jewish events to find. My question is, what was Samuel's intention for joining our team meeting? He declined before. Let's see. I hope the singles event you go to are vetted. I want the guys to be good for you. Oh, thank you. I think they are kind of. I don't know. There's like Shabbat services and stuff for like local youths. They're single, around my age. I'm pretty sure they're vetted. I usually have to, because I'm not an official member of my synagogue, I usually have to call and put my name on, but I don't really have to anymore. But in the past, I used to. So I'm sure they do that with other people too. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What was Samuel's intention for joining Wendy's team meeting? Okay, we have 8 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles reverse, and 9 of Pentacles. This Samuel fellow, he has hopes, he has dreams. Okay, let's look at this 4 of Pentacles right here in the center. He has not let go of any of the affection that he had for you, and especially he's not let go of the fact that he lost his chance on you. He still absolutely holds a torch for you with this Queen of Wands. In terms of and I think that was part of his intention for the meeting, wanting to be able to communicate with you. And then he doesn't even show up, right? He didn't talk. Like, I feel like this is only going to be a pattern so long as like your job allows it to be. I do think that he wanted to speak up and have some kind. He asked me to say water for him and teased you. Oh, because of your accent. Yeah, he wants to hear your voice. That's what I was going to say. At the very least, he just wants to hear your voice. But he's not acting upon things. Ace of Pentacles reversed. he also knows that it looks, he thought it would look good, you know, taking on this project at your work, but in terms of a practical, like in two terms, in practical terms, growing with the company, and in terms of growing with you. Yeah, he stayed for like 15 minutes, said BRB, and then never came back. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he went offline and like had a full blown panic attack. That would not surprise me. And that's not me making excuses for him. That's not me saying that this is okay behavior. The guy is just really not secure at all. He you know, he's got hopes, he's got dreams. He knows what he would have liked, or what he would still like to see come to fruition, but then he chickens out every time. And I'd be hard pressed to think that your coworkers aren't noticing this. You know, ugh, yeah. So that is what I'm seeing with the Samuel situation. I'm so sorry. I found it so odd. Yeah, it's so weird. I found it so odd that he heard my voice and asked who said that, and then my manager said that's Wendy. That is really weird. I thought so. This guy's a weirdo, man. You know, he's just a weirdo, and that, you know, it's okay for weirdos to date, but I mean, he's got to figure something out. Like, you know, that's just peculiar. Exactly. He knows you're there. He knows damn well that you're in attendance, and he knows your voice. He's just being weird. He's just, and I wouldn't be surprised if he left that meeting and was like beating himself up over it, because he keeps on setting himself up to like, you know, for something, to show up in some way, and then he can't even do it in a work meeting. Like, it's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Um, ugh, I'm sorry, Miss Wendy. What a fool. I was so flustered, my hands were shaking when I was typing up notes. I bet. I'm sorry, Wendy. That's awful. And now it's affecting your, you know, that affects your physical and your mental health. Um, no, that's not cool. I'm sorry, hon. Well, I hope I brought you clarity with that reading. I think the conclusive message is he's going to be difficult. He's a difficult guy, and I think he's just going to continue being difficult, unfortunately. Oh, and I think I have a. Did I send you a part 2 over Instagram about my message? By the way, I am doing last call for donations. I just noticed I've been on for almost 4 hours, which is awesome. And I'm still totally happy to take your donations if you have a question. I didn't. Okay, well, I will have to message you right after I'm done with this, because there's definitely more to that, unfortunately, which shouldn't have happened. But yeah, oh yeah. Valentine's Day, am I right? Last call tonight. Last call for all donations. If you have a question you would like me to answer, I am here for you. I also do private readings. I do 2 different types of private readings. I do them by appointment only, and they're over Zoom, or I do them over Instagram, over DMs, on voice message, at no additional donation amount. Just send me your donation if you don't see me online for a few days and you have a question you need me to answer. Send your donation and your question, and I can get back to you at the very latest in 24 hours, but I can usually do it in 2 to 3. I told him that I'll be more mindful of what time I reach out to him because of time zones, and he told me not to worry about it. He wakes up in the middle of the night and works sometimes. That confirms all he cares about is work. I think that's a big one, girl. I think it prevents him in a big way from moving forward in the direction that he needs to emotionally, and I think it emotionally stunts him. I think he's one of those types who buries himself in work when he can't deal with real life. Last call, everybody. Last call for donations tonight. Thank you. Yeah, that's weird. Um, it's not. Yeah, it's not so much that I think all that he cares about is work. I mean, work is extremely important to him, but I think it's more he's the type to bury himself in it even further. Like the guy's already like neck deep in work, but he'll like throw himself in even further, which I think is also part of his intention as to why he joined the meeting in the first place. It was you and wanting to boost, his position in the company. It was definitely both things there that I saw. There were two reasons. One was you. One was thinking that it would make him look good or look better with the company. And I'm sure it's actually doing the opposite. Because yeah, signing up for a meeting and then like not contributing and being weird and then just signing off and just like ghosting, that's weird. That's not just weird. That's not professional. It's not good behavior. Last call tonight. Last call for any and all donations. If you have a question you would like me to answer, that's fine. He told me that he wouldn't mind leaving the USA for work, but he can only do it for a year or so, and it cannot be permanent. I told him to stop thinking too much. Seriously, I mean, I know he's a logistics guy, and it's important to think of logistics and reality. But yeah, just do whatever he wants to do and pivot. Yeah, and he has I feel like he has the ability and the resources to do that too. That's the thing. But his fear and insecurities hold him back, you know. Girl, I'm gonna message you on Instagram. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm starving. Thank you all so much for a wonderful, wonderful night. I will see y'all again tomorrow, probably more in the afternoon time. Bye.